Yeah, weed is super addictive, and I've said this before. I struggle with that. I'm actually like trying to quit right now, but it's fucking hard because I like for so many years of my life, it's like every day I'm high, and it's like a part of my life. And for like a long time, I think for like 3 years, I went 3 years without having sex one time sober. Like I was high every time I had sex. Like, and I didn't want to work out if I don't know, it's just a thing. Like I just got it programmed in my mind. Like I didn't want to do it if I wasn't high, and so. Yeah, I'm trying to like wean off of it. It's tough.
But it's the same thing as the pussy thing where it's like smoking is part of your business, part of your marketing at a certain point, and it's like kind of becomes a blurry line between just doing it because you want to and doing it because that's kind of like the business that you're building around yourself. Although I'm sure that Ignite's sales aren't going to really be impacted by you not smoking.
Well, believe it or not, we're actually not selling any fucking cannabis anymore.
Oh, that's totally over?
Yeah, so we're straight nicotine. Like, dude, we did 48 million in sales last quarter and just in fucking nicotine. Like, yeah, so nicotine is blowing up. Like South America is fucking going crazy. We're going to the EU. We're in Armenia, Russia. Like it's like. Because the beauty of that is I can now capitalize on my audience, which is 80% international. Like before with weed, it's like, fuck, we're in like 2 states. We're catering to like, you know, and every time I do a post, it's like dropping a fucking atomic bomb on an anthill. It's like we're getting all this fallout we get no benefit for. Whereas the vape, man, it's like you can ship that anywhere. Like vape is pretty much legal everywhere. And even if it's not legal, there's like people that are buying it in legal places and then bringing it to, like Brazil, for instance, like I think we're doing like 10 million a month in Brazil alone, and it's not even legal in Brazil. They buy it in Paraguay and then they bring it to Brazil. And it's going to be legal there. They're you know working on the legislation now, but like you know there's big markets that you know, and it's not you know it wasn't really so much like that with weed. Like they didn't you know. I don't know. I just the weed business is really rough because the black market is such a strategic advantage. Not paying any taxes, not having to test their shit, not losing crops, not having to package it, and just in the packaging process alone, you're losing like 2 weeks of freshness. I mean, it's just it's a really bad business model. I don't think there's too many people out there right now making a lot of money on the legal weed market. Everybody thought it was like the new gold rush, but because of all the regulations, it's just fucking...
Everybody I know who's in that business is just kind of biding their time, maybe waiting for it to get better. Everybody's doing sneaky shit on the black market. There's like no real way to get by without it.
And we couldn't do that because we were a public company. So it's like, but yeah, you're exactly right. The black market was really like where the money was at. But they're right to bide their time because once it goes federally legal, any of these brands that have survived this time, you know, like Burner, like Cookies, I think he's going to crush it. But like, it just has to go federal. Like you have, because otherwise you can't like really establish a brand. If every state you have to have a separate license, a separate grow, it's like, it's just too much. Whereas if you can grow it in one place and then just send it out, now the brand's got continuity. You know what I mean? Like you got the same product that's going all these different places as opposed to, because you know, in one grow, you could grow the same strain with the same fucking grower and have slight differences between just batch to batch, let alone in a whole different fucking state and a whole different, you know, like weed grown in Nevada is going to be different than weed grown in Cali and, you know, so on and so forth. So, and with the regulations now, like you can't even like bring the strains across state lines. So it's just, like I said, really bad business.
So do you have
model.
a plan in place for when it goes federally legal or when you start to feel the murmurs of that?
I think they already tried to pass it. I think like, didn't the Senate or the House or somebody pass it, then it's got to go somewhere else. I'm not sure. I think it's going to take a little time. But you look at like Canada and they're federally legal, but they're still kind of in the same boat because like, they can't have any brand package. Like their package has to be like a brown thing. It can't even have a fucking logo on there. Like our logo wasn't legal up there because of the goat head. It's just all this crazy shit. And then you have to sell it to the government. And then, I don't know. It's very strange.
It's kind of shocking how bad they've managed to make this for everybody and how it's still, the money is being made by the criminals.
Yeah, it's really shocking. You know, you would think that they would want, you know, a piece of this fucking pie, but they just... I don't know. They're just giving up a bunch of money and yeah, giving it to the criminals because, you know, when they don't tax it, who gets the benefit of that? The criminal that's selling on the black market, and then they're not going after them. So it's a little strange.
Hey, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, subscribe. We just hit 200K. We're trying to get to 300K.
Turn this up.
Appreciate y'all.
Let's go.